What up, boys? A little ching-a-ling bringing us into the show today. One call away. Oldie, but so smooth. Anyway, this week, zero prep. Parent-teacher conferences this week have been scheduled. Our students are working digitally, and I have 17 of them today. So this is have a little 20-minute window for you, gentlemen, and I would like to bring you a weekly preview because it's what I frickin' do. First of all, brought to you by the Tesler, Adler, and Whalen Almost Chris law firm, and we appreciate their services, everything that they do for the Hamilton County communities. I believe they help putting in some of the roundabouts, some of those things as well. By the way, some of the new roundabouts just off exit 210 are just frickin' stupid. But anyway, it's another topic for another day. I know Tesler, Adler, Whalen, they have some pull, and maybe they can get those things fixed. See, people in Hamilton County are just kind of ridiculous. I made a big trade with Jason last night, and since most of you probably don't really want to hear me talk about that, so I won't. Anyway, if you want to look at that, feel free to give me feedback. There was some backlash about how quickly the trade was turned around. Like my friend T-Pain, I will blame it on the juice, which had me feeling loose. And for the first time in the history of the league, we have a young man who is not even 18 yet, who has used the F-bomb on his team name. And after he did that, the Baltimore defense went for 31. But I suppose with my team name, I bang Mike's sister. It may or may not have been deserving. So anyway, we'll take a look just in order here at the matchups this week. I did not pull up the standings. What I would like to share with you is that I believe there may only be one team really mathematically eliminated. Now this loss here could potentially be very bad for me, which certainly is upcoming with the 31 points that Baltimore put up on Miami last night. My goodness, just not enjoyable for me whatsoever. But what the trade did for me is allows me to play A.J. Green against the Indianapolis Football Colts. Lost Hooker, one of our very few actual good players who is healthy and is no longer healthy. Robert Mathis, in case you guys missed it, was out partying with some prescription drugs and some booze. He probably will not be with the team further. But, you know, I got my boy Jameis Winston, who has matured. Unlike some other players, really grown up, took responsibility for a loss last week despite throwing for 380 yards and 3 touchdowns. You don't see a lot of guys with the maturity to do that. And I say that with a grain of salt, certainly, because Jameis has made some mistakes in the past, which included standing on a podium and using the F-bomb at a woman's expense, or multiple women. But anyway, those things aside, like Michael in this matchup, obviously with a big lead, he's got his Seattle guys playing the second half of the year now. Russell Wilson, pretty historically, is good in the second half of the season. So you know, this is a tough one for me. I was really feeling good about where my team was going, and then you know the 31 points Baltimore defense. It's just a lot to overcome. Maybe my boy AJ Green can have him a big old day, but against the Colts, you just don't know if the Colts are going to be able to score. Hey, the Bengals defense here, make America Gronk again. Their schedule is it's incredible. They play pretty much winnable matchups every week from here on out, which helps to play in that division, with the exception of Pittsburgh, who you can sack Big Ben. But anyway, stop talking about defenses and let's take a look at the Lollipop Guild now after this trade. What he has is Drew Brees leading the team. And against Make America Gronk again. He's got Alvin Kamara with a nice little stack there. I don't hate it. Doug Martin, another guy who came over from my squad, gets a nice little matchup with Carolina this week in what could be the highest scoring game of the week. I really like, if you play DFS, maybe stack up that Tampa-Carolina game. People think Carolina has a good defense, but I don't know. I think that'll be interesting. I think it's beatable in some of the spots where Tampa's talented, so we'll kind of see what happens there. Demaryius Thomas just been peppered with targets. Kelvin Benjamin, I really like him this week against Tampa. I hated to lose him. I just think Kelvin's a guy who isn't accurate, but Kelvin's he's just a historically great receiver with the box out, kind of like Randy Moss used to do. Kind of makes the same move. Now he's not Randy Moss because Kelvin Benjamin is slow, but his body control is very impressive, and he's just a good player. Zach Ertz, the #1 tight end, and I actually think maybe, and we can take a look, having the most consistent season in the history of the tight end position. You just don't see his worst game is 8 points, 8.1 points. You never see that from a tight end. I mean, even Gronk. Gronk's never had a season like this. He's at 80 yards or better in every single game. Just a every week difference maker for Jason. Now he may not go off, but 15 points, 10 points, 12 points from a tight end, you'll take that, and he's getting it every week from Zachary, Wayne, Newton, Allen, Edwards, Ertz. I hate Matt Forte. I don't really know what he's doing there. I mean, he's getting carries, but he's terrible at football. Taking a look at Make America Gronk again. Cam in a smash spot at Tampa Bay. I love this spot for Cam, which you never really know what that means because he's a difficult one to figure out. Melvin Gordon, love it this week against New England. Man, that is a juicy matchup. I'm hoping that those tubby times go to Melvin Gordon and not Phil Rivers because I cannot afford a bunch of Phil Rivers touchdowns. Jordan Howard at New Orleans. New Orleans has a pretty good defense this year, but you can run on them. Okay, you can really run on New Orleans, but they're going to get blown out. So it's tough to game script Jordan Howard out of that one. He's going to get his. He hasn't been in the end zone a ton this year, but I tell you what, he's getting the workload. Very similar to Jay Ajayi. You notice he hasn't scored a ton, but he's getting the ball just a lot. So hopefully he can stay healthy for Trampus. Keenan Allen. Very rarely do I like Keenan Allen, and he's just kind of a guy. He's a middling wide receiver too. But he hadn't been in the end zone in a long time, and he hadn't. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I feel like this is a good spot for Keenan Allen. I don't really like it. Des Bryant, another tough corner matchup, assuming Newman plays in this one. I know he was out last week. I haven't heard if he's going to play here, but and then Marvin Jones, or as Trampus likes to call him. Anyway, Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis, the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. In this one, because of the kicker matchup, I prefer Justin Tucker's already 13 points to Randy Bullock. No, that's really stupid. He's kicking against both. Make America Gronk again is going to lose this week to Lollipop Kid. That's my pick. Like both those teams, they're both playoff teams in my mind. I think Jason got better. Trampus has a loaded team, but he likes it when I pick him to lose because then he usually wins. Mighty Midget's an injury bug. Somebody's gonna have to win this one. That's my analysis. They don't watch. They're not offended. Sucks, D's nuts, and the Butt Buddies. Once again, somebody's going to win this one. And the crazy thing is, Pat's team probably going to get in the playoffs. Gets to play Danny this week. Although I tell you what, Amari Cooper. Maybe Cooper and Evans go for like 60. That'd be fun. Yeah, I think Patrick takes this one down. Way to go! Congratulations, Patrick. Then we have Antonio Brown's uvula at the Shake Squad, Shake and Bake, who just continues to kind of plot around and not impressed with the year he's had, not really impressed with his team, but Jesse is coaching him up, and that's what the truly elite do. They inspire African Americans who did very poorly on SATs, may be in jail if not for this job. He finds a way to speak their language. Alex Collins got him 16, didn't even get a tubby time. How does that happen? No one knows. Jesse is a miracle worker. And somehow, the Dolphins scored. The Dolphins defense got 2 last night. Got a 40 burger put on him by Baltimore. Defense was a big part of that, honestly. Tell you what, I'll break down these two teams here. Luke, he's probably going to have to start a quarterback, so he'll do that. He'll throw his boy D-Watt in there. D-Watt in a pretty good matchup, if I recall correctly. I think that he plays Seattle. Not a good matchup. First time he's ever gone there on the road. Maybe not an ideal situation there for Jesse, who is the new Jason, playing great defense. Jesse knew about this schedule, and he's the reason that this is a tough spot for Luke with D-Watt. Good defense. Joe Mixon, smash spot against the Colts. We'll see. We haven't seen it from him yet. People keep calling for it every week. Every week. Can't talk today. No big deal. Gillislee, trash. Antonio Brown at Detroit. Slay's garbage. I mean, I don't know. People talk about Darius Slay. He's way overrated. It doesn't really matter. Antonio Brown's going to do what he does. Tyreek Hill, Denver, don't hate it. I just think Jesse's going to find a way to win because he's been pillow fighting people all year and doing so successfully. What's going on with Zeke? It's just perplexing. Like, suspend the guy already. I don't know. He's been eating a lot. You guys seen his belly? No abs on the kid anymore. Really, any respect I did have for him is now gone. I mean, he just Been partying probably been partying there in Dallas. Amir Abdullah's awful. Michael Crabtree, kind of tough matchup there with Buffalo. You can't really run on them or pass on them. So I don't know. I think that's going to be kind of a garbage game. Alshon, maybe Jesse can get him in the end zone. Alshon's been horrible this year. Nothing short of tragically bad. 2 tubbies and 2-point conversion, but none for 5 weeks or whatever. Hunter Henry, I really like this spot for Hunter Henry against New England. New England doesn't really do much well. But I tell you what, I kind of feel like New England at home is going to figure some things out defensively here. So I don't know what the spread is in that game. I just kind of have this weird feeling that New England's going to just beat the pants off of the Chargers. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I like Jesse's team to continue to find a way. And he's going to find his way into the playoffs after this week. He'll probably be 6-2. Luke, I think you're okay. I just don't like your matchups this week. So I got to take Jesse there. Here's Mr. Luckbox. Simply simple victory. Tyler's wife's dumbass thread that he named his team. Actually, I'm sure it's a wonderful. No, it's not thread. A blog, whatever. I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm sure it has some great content for those of you who want to know how to wear denim on denim. Tyler can do it. I think Tyler might actually write the blog. I'm not really sure. He's got the Metro feminine thing going on pretty well. Dude's gorgeous though. I mean, his hair. What can you say about a guy who pulls off Ray-Bans in that hair? Tyler hopped up out the bed and turned his swag. He didn't though. He's white and nerdy. Adam, tell you what his team's going to do. His team is going to hop up out the bed, turn their swag on, and say, "Hey Ty." And this is going to be a slobber knocking. It's been a while since Adams had his team at full strength. And unless this Michael Thomas injury is anything to worry about here, this is going to get ugly, folks. I mean, this is not going to be pretty. What Adams going to do to Tyler this week is illegal in many countries, and frankly should be in America as well, the land of the free and the home of the brave, allegedly. But I tell you what, I like Tom Brady over Carson Wentz at quarterback. I certainly like Le'Veon Bell. I don't know that Isaiah Crowell is playable anymore at this point. He's been really, really bad. I mean, welcome to Dropsville. Jalen Richard, I do like him more than Washington, for what it's worth. But at Buffalo, I feel like Tyler's got to have some guys on bye in this one, right? I do not see Theodore in the lineup. Gurley's out. Cat Eater punched a guy. Nelson Aguilar, Kyle Rudolph, Jermaine Kearse, T.Y. Hilton. Man, this just not a good week for Ty with matchups. He just really needs Ty Gurley in there. And, he is 4-3, so Tyler, you're in a position to make the playoffs. But Adam is going to do what he wants with you, and you will not like it this week. There was one team that had the heart to defeat Adam this season. And that team was me, which is funny because I only have 2 wins. And probably not going to get a third this week. We're going to take it away. I'll ramble a little bit here because I usually do 15 minutes. But I want to double up on the Chingy guys, and you know what's coming. You know what's coming right now. There are some things that we like in life.
The world is your oyster, Blueberry. You can be anything you want. So
one thing that I like,
down as a pie or
dedicate this to my dear high school friends. I like the way you do that right there.
Disturbing the peace. So deaf. Yeah, Chingy. JD, let's do it. I like the way you do that right there.
What a great song. What a great song. I remember one of the first times I heard this song at the state fair, and it's actually the first time that growing up in Jay County, it's the first time that I saw what I thought was a very attractive African American woman. I was with our short, vertically challenged friend, Josh Thornburg, and they found us alluring. And at the time, I wouldn't have known what to do. And I was there to watch my girlfriend cheer. So we did not discuss with these individuals. But if there's one regret I have in life, it is not socializing with this or any African American woman. We can't get everything we want in life, guys. And looking at the standings, the Butt Buddies aren't going to get in the playoffs. Injury bug, not getting in the playoffs. Playoff teams: Luckbox, MAGA, Shake. Who knows after that, guys? Deuces.